Hello class 10th, I am Ashok, your English teacher, present with a new video. Today I will discuss the second chapter of the book Footprints Without Feet. The name of the chapter is The Thief's Story. This video is being made as part 1 as it is not possible to discuss the whole chapter in a single session only. So let us begin with about the author. This is written by Ruskin Bond. He was born on 19 May 1934 and he is an Indian author of British descent. He lives with his adopted family in Landor, Missouri in India. The Indian Council for Child Education has recognized his role in the growth of children's literature in India. He was awarded the Sahitya Akademi Award in 1992 for Our Trees Still Grow in Dehra. This was a novel written by him in English. He was awarded the Padma Shri in 1999 and the Padma Bhushan in 2014. So this was some details about Ruskin Bond. You may get more details from internet if you like to. Now let's see the introduction of the chapter. The story is about a 15-year-old thief who changes his name every month to stay ahead of the police and his old employers. This time he kept his name Hari Singh. The other person in the story is a 25-year-old writer named Anil. The thief meets Anil and asks him if he can work for him. The story unfolds on how the thief betrays Anil by committing a theft what retracts later on. So this was the introduction. Now we will discuss the story. The thief's story, as the title shows, that this story is belongs to a thief. So let's see, there is given something. A young boy makes friends with Anil. Anil trusts him completely and employs him. Does the boy betray his trust? So this is the question arised here, and this is to be found while reading in the story. So others details you have to find out. Read and find out who does I refers to in this story. What is he a fairly successful hand at? What does he got from Anil in return for his work? So these are some other things which you have to find while reading the story. I was still a thief when I met Anil, and though only 15, I was an experienced and fairly successful hand. So the story starts from the point where the two main characters of the story meet, Anil and the thief. The thief is the narrator of the story. So I here is the thief. The thief says that according to him, he was pretty good at stealing. Now see the next part of the text. Anil was watching a wrestling match when I approached him. He was about 25, a tall, lean fellow, and he looked easygoing, kind, and simple enough for my purpose. I hadn't had much luck of late and thought I might be able to get into the young man's confidence. You look a bit of a wrestler yourself, I said. A little flattery helps in making friends. So do you? He replied, which put me off for a moment because at that time I was rather thin. Well, I said modestly, I do wrestle a bit. What's your name? Hari Singh. I lied. I took a new name every month that kept me ahead of the police and my former employers. After this introduction, Anil talked about the well oiled wrestlers who were grunting, lifting, and throwing each other about. I didn't have much to say. Anil walked away. I followed casually. Hello again, he said. I gave him my most appealing smile. I was to work for you, I said, but I can't pay you. So some words are there which may be difficult for you. Lean is thin. Then flattery, excessive and insincere praise. Then modestly, in an unassuming manner without vanity or arrogance. Then grunting is there also. Make a low, short, guttural sound. Then appealing. Appealing means it attractive or interesting. So these were some words which were new for you. Now let's discuss what was there in this part of the story. Anil was watching a wrestling match when the thief approached him. Anil was a tall, lean, and easygoing man of 25. So age of Anil was 25. The thief had not committed any theft in the past few days. Means Hari Singh had not committed any theft in the past few days, as he did not get a chance, because he could not get a chance. He thought that Anil would be good man to steal things from. So he thought about getting comfortable with him. Then the thief commented on Anil that he looks like a wrestler himself. He said that to win his confidence by flattering him. To this, Anil replied that even the thief looked like a wrestler, which offended him as he was very thin at that time. The thief modestly replied that he did wrestle a bit sometimes. Anil asked his name, and the narrator lied that his name was Hari Singh. So I have already announced the name of the thief, Hari Singh. So Hari Singh was the name told by him. The narrator used to change his name every month to escape the police and his ex-employers. Employers means a person or organization that employs people. The narrator used to change his name. Okay, then they started talking about the well-oiled wrestlers whom they watched there. The narrator did not have much to say as he did not know much about wrestling. As Anil was leaving, the narrator again approached him, asking him that he wanted to work for him. The narrator approached him with the most appealing smile that he could. Anil told him that he won't be able to pay him for his work. So this was there in this part of the story. Now let's see the next part. I thought that over for a minute. Perhaps I had misjudged my man. I asked, "Can you feed me? Can you cook?" "I can cook." I lied again. "If you can cook, then maybe I can feed you." He took me to his room over the Jamna sweet shop and told me I could sleep on the balcony. But the meal I cooked that night must have been terrible because Anil gave it to a stray dog and told me to be off. But I just hung around, smiling in my most appealing way, and he couldn't help laughing. Later, he patted me on the head and said, "Never mind, he would teach me to cook." He also taught me to write my name and said he would soon teach me to write whole sentences and to add numbers. I was grateful. I knew that once I could write like an educated man, there would be no limit to what I could achieve. It was quite pleasant working for Anil. I made the tea in the morning and then would take my time buying the day's supplies, usually making a profit of about a rupee a day. I think he knew I made a little money this way, but he did not seem to mind. So, certain difficult words are there. Misjudged is in the first line. Misjudged means from a wrong opinion or conclusion about someone. Then balcony word is there. A platform enclosed by a wall or wall spread on the outside of a building which access from an upper floor window or door. Terrible, extremely weird or serious. Patted means touch quickly and gently with the flat of the hand. Pleasant, giving a sense of happiness or satisfaction. Supplies means the stock or amount of something supplied or available for us. So these were some difficult words meaning. Now let's see what was there in the text. Hari had not expected this reply and thought to himself that he had misjudged Anil, as he had thought that Anil had a lot of money. The narrator then asked if he could feed him, to which Anil instantly asked if Hari could cook. Hari lied again and said yes. Anil replied that if Hari could cook, then he could feed him. Both of them went to Anil's room, which was above the Jamna suite. Anil also told Hari that he could sleep in the balcony. The narrator said that the meal that he cooked must have been terrible, as Anil had to give it away to a stray dog. Means first time when he cooked, it was not good enough, and Anil had to give it to the stray dogs. Stray means without home. Then he told Hari to go and sleep, but Hari decided to stay for a while. Hari's smile was appealing that Anil could not stop laughing looking at him. After some time, Anil patted on Hari's head and told him that he would teach him to cook. He also told him now to write his name and told him that he would soon teach him to write sentences and add numbers. Hari was grateful for what Anil had planned, as he knew that there would be no limits to his work once he knew how to write. Hari enjoyed working for Anil. He used to make tea for him in the morning and then used to go out to buy groceries for the day. He would also keep 1 rupees in his pocket every day from the money that Anil used to give him, and he saved that money for himself. Anil knew that he took a rupee every day, but he did not mind. He was fine with it. So this was there in this part of the text. Now this is the next part. Anil made money by fits and starts. He would borrow 1 week, lend the next. He kept worrying about his next check. What as soon as it arrived, he would go out and celebrate. It seems he wrote for magazines, a queer way to make a living. Once one evening, he came home with a small bundle of notes, saying he had just sold a book to a publisher's. At night, I saw him tuck the money under the mattress. I had been working for Anil for almost a month, and apart from cheating on the shopping, had not done anything in my line of work. I had every opportunity for doing so. Anil had given me a key to the door, and I could come and go as I pleased. He was the most trusting person I had ever met, and that is why it was so difficult to rob him. It's easy to rob a greedy man because he can afford to be robbed. What it's just to rob a careless man. Sometimes he doesn't even notice he has been robbed, and that takes all the pleasure out of the work. Well, it's time I did some real work. I told myself I am out of practice, and if I don't take the money, he will only waste it on his friends. After all, he doesn't even pay me. Now, there are difficult words for you in this part. Fits and starts means not working on something consistently, irregularly. Borrow means take and use. with the intention of returning it. Lend means grant to use of on the understanding that it will be returned. Lend, sorry. Queer means strange, odd. Bundle, a collection of things or a quantity of material tied or wrapped up together. Tuck means push, fold, or turn. The especially garments or wet clothes, so as to hide or secure them. So these were the difficult words meaning. One word is also there. Sorry, it's phrase line of work. Line of work means the principal activity in your life that you do to earn money. Now let's see what was there in this part of the text. Anil did not have any regular income as he used to earn money by doing different activities. He did not have any fixed job. The narrator says that Anil used to be worried about his paychecks all the time, but as soon as he would receive a check, he would go out with friends and celebrate. The narrator thinks that he used to write for magazines. The narrator also thinks it to be a strange way to make money. Then suddenly, one evening, Anil came home with some money and told Hari that he had just sold a book to a publisher. Before going to bed, Anil put the money under his mattress and Hari saw him putting the money there. Hari thought that he had been working for Anil for almost a month now, and he had not cheated him apart from the 1 rupee that he used to take out daily. The narrator also thinks that he had every chance to steal, as Anil had given him the key to his room as well, and he could come and go whenever he wished to go. Hari had been trusted upon by Hari the most. Hari had not been trusted upon by anyone else in his life. This was the only thing that was stopping Hari from stealing, as Hari thought that it is very easy to rob a greedy man because he has the capability or the money to get robbed, as he knows about what he has lost. What for careless men like Anil, there was no use to steal, as they sometimes don't even come to know that they have been robbed. Also, Hari feels that when someone doesn't come to know that he has been robbed, then there is no fun left in robbing him. Then Hari decided that he would start with some work. He had not robbed anyone for a long time. He also justified his act of stealing Anil Anil's money by telling himself that he didn't steal it. Then also Anil would waste it on his friends. He also thought that he had a right of the money, as Anil didn't even pay him for the work he used to do for him. So this was there in this part. Now these are some of the difficult words which I already told you. You can go through and note down these words in your notebooks. This is the homework. Reread the discussed part of the story and summarize in your own words, and note down the difficult words. It is already told to you to do. So this was all for today. Thank you. Have a nice day.